This Shivalingam also appeared with the Parasurama Lingam that we spoke about earlier. This Shivalingam too has the markings of Jatha on top and a mark of a Tilakam in the middle. So for this reason he is called Neelakanteshwarar. And also this Shivalingam, according to Kalottara, was worshipped by Ishanya, one of the directional deities. So this lingam too, like the previous one, weighs over 300 pounds and the Avudayar here is circular because this is a teaching temple. We want to show the variations of the shapes of these Avudayars to the children. That's the Yoni Pitam, that is the Brahma Pitam, and that is the Pitam. The location where this Shivalingam is now was where we had a Homakundam in which well over 70 kilograms of chilies, red chilies, were offered to Mahapratingra, and Mahapratingra Homam was performed. And it is on the filled up Homam pit, the Homakundam, that this Shivalingam is sitting. This too is open to the public. Whoever who wants to come and perform puja is allowed to do so.
Shrimatre Namaha. Namaskaram everyone, and welcome back to our Sacred Rites and Rituals of Sanatana Dharma Learning Series, which is a joint presentation by the Sri Vidya Temple Society of Rochester, New York, USA, and Ashtanga Yoga Mandir of Sri Lanka. A few housekeeping reminders. We kindly ask everyone to keep all microphones and cameras turned off throughout the session. Please use the question form to share any questions you might have pertaining to the content discussed today. For those viewing our live stream, our question form can also be found on our webpage, which is srividya.org/AYM-lectures. At this time, we'll hand it over to Aya to begin today's session.
Om Ganana Antva Ganapatikam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamatsavastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspadana Shanvan Otibisi Dasadanam Sri Mahaganadipataye Namaha Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. My humble pranams to my esteemed Guruji, Srila Sri Annapurnambika Sameda, Sri Amritanandanada Saraswati. I prostrate before him and humbly pray to him that he sit on my heart lotus and speak through me. We have been considering the admittedly complex Rasi Mandala Puja. I felt that it was required so that ordinary people who do not have access to expert priests and others who know how to perform various pujas in the form of pariharam, remedial pujas, should be able to perform this puja themselves. Again, I will tell everybody that the yantra, the mandala that is available from Sri Vidya Temple Society, you can download the thing and print it in a 4x4 paper or plastic or vinyl, anything of that sort. Now, when you do that, some of the pariharams normally for Saneshwara, for Mangala, Savvai, Shukra, Guru, Rahu, Ketu, Chandra, these things will be taken care of if you do the puja. Now, if we can go to one of the quadrants in the Rasi Mandalam, we have divided the Rasi Mandalam into 4 quadrants so that it will be easier for people to be able to follow. If we can go to the Rasi Mandalam quadrants, what has happened is Chandra, go to the next one, please. There's not much activity going on in here at this time. Go to the next. Yes, thank you. Now you will see Tula, Vrichika, and Dhanu. At the moment, you will see, if you download the thing and print it out, there will be a key to show you whether the planet there is exalted or ruling or debilitated, or it's in a friend's house or enemy's house. Go to the next one, please, next quadrant. At the moment, Saturn is in Makara Rasi. Saneshwara is in Makara Rasi. Then Kumbha Rasi, you have Jupiter. And these 2 planets are going to cause some kind, either they are positive for some people or negative for some people. Now, if the Saneshwara in Makara Rasi at the moment, that means he is ruling. And if you count Mithuna, Kataka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrichika, Dhanur, Makara. So for people in Mithuna Rasi, people who are born under Mithuna Rasi, which means the second half of Mrigashirsha Nakshatra, the whole of Arudra Nakshatra, so 4 and 2, 6, the first 3 padas of Punarvasu. For these people, Saturn is now in the 8th house. It can be described as Ashtama Sani, Ashtama Saneshwara. Saneshwara, like if you remember, like I told you before, moves 1 degree every month. So to traverse the 30 degrees, Saneshwara will take 30 months. Now, there are pariharams that can be done. Similarly, Rahu and Ketu. Ketu at the moment is in Vrichika Rasi and Rahu is in Rishabha Rasi. So 7th house Rahu is there. And it becomes a little bit difficult for the 7th place, that is Vrichika Rasi and Rishabha Rasi, because Rahu is sitting. And if it is Rishabha Rasi, the 2nd, 3rd and 4th padam of Kartika Nakshatram, Kritika, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and the whole of Rohini, and the first 2 padas of Mrigashirsha. You will see the planetary position, Friday, May 21st, 2021, over Rochester. Shukra, Buddha, Surya, and Rahu are caught in one place. Now, Shukra, Rishabham, and Tula Rasi are his own houses. So, Shukra is there. He's the master of this house. And Buddha and Rahu and Surya are there along with him. If you look at the mapping after you have printed it, you will immediately know whether Buddha and Surya and Rahu are friendly or enemies or exalted, whatever. So you know how to mitigate this. We will be coming to that part. Now, so that I will not go through the other ones. Say in Mithuna Rasi, Mandala is there at the moment. And there is also a chart that tells you the transition time for various planets from in each Rasi, how they travel, how much time they take. Now, if you are undergoing negative period, you have two methods of doing it. You can get a priest to come to your house and perform it. Now you see, Surya takes 1 month, Chandra takes 2.5 days, Mangala takes 40 days, Buddha takes 30 days, Guru takes 1 year, Shukra 18.5 days, and Saneshwara 2.5 years, Rahu 18 months, Ketu 18 months. What you can do, whether you know Sanskrit or not, is not the problem here. Once you get the 4x4 piece, the mandala printed, place it with Indra. In that chart, you will find Indra is marked with 90 degrees. Place that in the east, facing east. And that means the whole Rasi Mandala is now exactly positioned. You have to take green line. Now you see this is aligned with Indra in the east, Kubera in the north, Yama in the south, and Varuna in the west. This is the situation that you will have. Now there are two ways of doing it. If you are going to perform the puja for yourself, you can either use your original horoscope. That means in the horoscope, it will tell you where each planet is situated. Or you can take the Panchangam. A Panchangam is something like this that we find. This has been published for the last 164 years. This has been published. Anybody in Sri Lanka is familiar with this. Take the Panchangam and go to the month and the date, and you can find out where the planets are positioned. I would advise you, because it is easier for you, take your horoscope, look at the planets, and you can use that to do the puja. Now, what you need is green lime. Green color lime you have to take. That is the first preference. The second preference is yellow lemon. Third preference is green orange. Next in order, orange color, orange. Then tangerines, clementines, kumquats. I don't know whether you can buy them. Kumquats are easy to cut and easy to do. You take it, and if you can please follow the following video that is going to be played, how to do this. The fruit has to be cut at both ends. The part that is attached to the tree has to be cut, and that is the one that is going to be up. The base you will cut without exposing the pulp, both sides, so that it will stand. Now please watch this video. Now, if we can go to the first frame, so we can see the number of lines that need to go on each place. There, dwaras, entrances, 8 lines. Chaturayana devatas, in the 4 corners of the mandala, 4 lines. Ashtadik bala, ashtadik gajas, 8 directional elephants, 8 lines. Digdevadas, 10 lines. Navagrahas, 9 planets, 9 lines. Just this Navagrahas, 9 planets is not shown in the mandala because we don't know wherever you are. If you are in Singapore, it will be a different position, formation. If you are in Japan, formation will be different. If you are in Sri Lanka, it will be different. So what we have chosen here is just, we tell you how many lines need to be presented. Rasi Mandala, the Rasis, 12 zodiac signs, 12 lines. Nakshatras, 27 lines. And a total of 78 lines will be required, because sometimes you can make elementary mistakes by cutting too much and exposing the pulp. If the pulp is exposed, that is useless. Please remember, after you do the puja, after the puja is completed, collect the lines from outside going to the inside on the mandalam and place them in a tray, and these lines need to be thrown. The reason why I say this, when you have, especially with the green line, when you use it, when you cut it, on the skin, there is a chemical called limonene. This limonene has a peculiar characteristic. What it will do is it will absorb all the negatives from you when you're sitting and doing the puja. It's going to take you at least about an hour to do this. And you are, especially in a tropical country, you are going to sweat. Because of the humidity, you're going to sweat. It will absorb negatives. Remember, the Navagrahas are in your body and they can be mapped in the brain. They can be mapped in various organs, and even the Rasis are in your body. They will be mapped in various. This whole presentation, there are slides that you can download and look at, and you will know where each Rasi is, where each planet is. Now, as you worship this one, you will collect the limes, and these limes are to be taken immediately after the puja and dropped, preferably in running water. If you live near the ocean, throw it in the ocean, because it's biodegradable. This is not going to destroy the environment for us. So you will begin in the Purvavagam. If you know Sanskrit, there is a puja vidhanam that is attached to this. You will be able to do the pujas for this with the Dwara Puja, which is Rig Vedam. If you don't know how to chant Sanskrit, you just say Rig Veda Devataya Namaha. If we can go to the pictures of the Vedas, please. Download those and keep. Little postcard size pictures will do for the puja. And you can keep those and you can use them again. Now you see Rigvedam. That picture is there. You worship that. Just say Rigveda Devataya Namaha and do Namaskaram. And you say Mahapratyangira Devyai Namaha and mentally request permission to enter the mandala. Then you have limes there, so you place the limes. In the previous one, you saw where the limes need to be placed. So here again, you move to the south, Yajurveda Devada Pyon Namaha, do the worship, pray to him, and say Suryani Durga Devya Namaha. If you know the mantra, of course, you can say Srim Hrim Klim Suryani Dushtagraha Humpat Swaha. Jwala Suryani Dushtagraha Humpat Swaha. You know the mantras will be there given to you. You can download and keep them if you want. And similarly, on the west, Paschima Devata, Samaveda Devataya Namaha, and Nrasimha Devataya Namaha, Sudarshanaya Namaha. Sahasrara Humpat, that's the mantra for the Sudarshana Yantram, Sudarshana Chakram. You can perform that. Then you move to the north. Adarvana Devata Pyon Namaha and Sarveshwaraya Namaha. You do that. If you want to attempt to chant the mantras are given in the text is given on this thing. You can download it and keep it and worship it like that. Now, my advice to you is that once you have downloaded the yantra and the mandala and printed it 4 feet by 4 feet, you will first know exactly where the planetary forces are present in your horoscope. Look at your horoscope and correspondingly place the lines. In some places, you might find there will be more than 2 or 3 planets. Now, like today, over Rochester, in the Rishabha Rasi, Surya, Buddha, Shukra, and Rahu are there. 4 planets are there. Sometimes it becomes more than that. So remember that. And if it overlaps or if it runs over the runs over to the next Rasi, what you should do is, where the square is for the Rishabha Rasi, place it just outside the square in the mandala. That is how you do it. So for each of these, the Dwara Puja you will be doing. Then the next step is Gaja Puja. The Gaja Puja is, there are 8 Dik Gajas, elephants bearing this mandala, so that you may be able to, you do the puja. So say, Abrahamba Sagida Airavada in the east, Purva. Kapila Sagida Pundarika in the southeast. Pingala Sagida Vamana in the south. Anupama Sagida Kumuda in the southwest. Tamra Karani Sagida Anjana. Supradanti Sagida Pushpadanta in the northwest. Angana Sagida Sarvabhauma in the north. Anjanavadi Sagida Supratika. If you just chant these names, read the names and place the lines there in each place, it is enough. Now please remember, when you cut the lines, be careful. The place where the line is attached to the tree should be up. The base of the line should be down and it should stand. If you cut it nicely, it will stand there. Now, once you have finished the Ashta Gajas, you can do Pancha Upachara Puja, or you can do, what you can do is give Naivedyam. Buy a packet of raisins or a little packet of raisins and keep it. 2 raisins at each place. Remember, what you offer as Naivedyam to these deities can be consumed. Okay, so don't get, just because I asked you to throw the limes away, it shouldn't mean that the Naivedyam cannot be consumed. Naivedyams can be consumed. And one other thing, when you're placing the limes and worshipping it, each Naivedyam has to be offered on a plate or a small tray or something like that. Don't put it on the ground. See, people make the mistake. Or you can have a small tray and place it there. Even if you don't have metal plates, a paper plate can do. And you can take the Naivedyam out once it is offered to an elephant or to a deity, and then place the plate again and place the Naivedyam for the next one. So now the 8 sides, the elephants have been worshipped. In this one, it says Chaturayadana Puja. Chaturayadanam are the number of deities that are in the corner of the Rasi Mandalam. Nairudecha Ganechanam. In the southwest is Ganapati. Suryam Vayava Evacha. Surya is in the northwest. Ishanye Vishnu. Vishnu is in the northeast. And Agneya Shivam. Siva is in the southeast. So worship this. Dupam, Deepam, Naivedyam, Neerajanam. Ganesha Puja, Surya Puja, Vishnu Puja, Siva Puja. For people who want to read the names out, the names are given to you. And the puja methods are there. There are names for even for the 8 elephants, there are namavalis and all those things. But if you are going to do it for yourself, if you think you are going to do it every week for about 4 weeks, you don't need to be reading the names. If you don't know the names, just worship them. They will help you. Then go back to the previous slide. Ashtadikgaja Puja is over. Digdevada Puja, 8 directional deities. You will worship Indra. See, in the east, Indra is there. You will worship him. Then Agni is there in the southwest, southeast. Worship Agni. See this map that is shown in front of you. This plan is very helpful because you don't need to. You won't be able to. You won't make a mistake if you follow this. Purva is Indra. You worship him. Agni, Yama in the south. Southwest is Nairudi. West is Varuna. Northwest is Vayu. North is Soma and Kubera. Kubera is not mentioned there, but Kubera is also there. And northeast is Ishana, Ishanya. And Urdhva. Above you is Brahma. Below you is Vishnu. Now, the traditional way of doing this is they will say Vayavya Kubera Matye Brahma. That means between Brahma and between Vayu and Kubera will be Brahma's position. And Varuna Vayavya Matye will be Vishnu. But that's all right. This is not a traditional puja, the traditional worship, because it is something that we have created so that people can be helped with their graha doshas. You can worship them. Now remember, each one of them will also receive 2 raisins. So at the end of the puja, you will have a handful. Don't throw the raisins. Eat it. That is prasadam. Okay? Please go back to the... Then Yogini Puja. Rishis and Yoginis are there on this yantra because in the Sri Yantra, Maha Sadishashti Koti Yogini Ganasevita. The Rishi, the Ganas and the Rishi Patnis are there. The Yoginis are there. In all the 4 quadrants, you will find them. They are marked. Usually, we would, in this case, we won't put any lines for them. In a temple situation, where the mandala is 35 feet by 35 feet, we place shankas, that is, conchas filled with properly magnetized water. And you will also see that yoginis are being worshipped by suvangalis. People, ladies will worship the yoginis. But in your case, if you are at home and if you are married, you can call your wife and ask her to offer the Naivedyam. 64 pairs. You don't need to have 64 pairs of raisins. You can offer a handful to the yoginis so that they can take the Naivedyam. And there is no need to place lines for the yoginis because they are blemishless. Then Navagraha Pujas. Now this is important because if your horoscope is what you are worshipping on that day, with the planets positioned exactly where they are, if you go to C Street in Colombo and ask any one of them, or if you are in Chennai, you can go to Devaraya Mudaliyar Street, any store. If you ask them for Navadanyam, they will give you Navadanyam. Dhanyam is grains. Navadanyam, 9 types of grains. For Surya, it is wheat. Chandra, unhusked rice. Mangala, yellow split or pigeon peas. Turda. Buddha, green gram. Payaru. Guru, Chanaka, chickpeas. Shukra, Rajamasa, kidney beans. Now for Guru, you will find that you can buy two types of chickpeas. The big one is not the one that is required. There is a smaller one which is dark brown in color. That is what you will buy. Sanaka. Saneshwara, black sesame. Rahu, urud dal. Whole urud dal, not the broken one, please. And Ketu, horse gram. It's called kollu in Tamil. Now, remember, you have placed the cut lines according to your horoscope. Wherever Surya is, Chandra is, Mangala is, you will place it exactly in those locations. And this is important. This puja is important. You have to see planetary alignment over Rochester, May 21st, 2021. You will see there will be 4 lines, cut lines on Rishabha. One on Mithuna, where Mangala is noted. Then Ketu in Virichika. And Makara, Saneshwara. Guru is there. Now you will find Chandra is nowhere to be seen in this. You will have to look at or consult the Panchangam or the calendar that you have to find out what nakshatra it is today and place it exactly there. That is how this puja is to be done. Then take a minute to worship this planet properly. You can, if you don't know any of the mantras and you know only Thevaram, sing Veyuru Toli Bangan, Budamunda Kandan, that one. Trijana Sambandhamurti Nayanar's Thevaram you will sing. Otherwise, you will say, see now look at this. In this photograph that you see, they have shown you in the upper right-hand corner that I think is Saneshwara that you are seeing. With the kalasam there, and there's a murti standing next to it. In front of it, there is a stone, a gemstone for that particular planet, and the grain. See, so Patini Putra Parivara Aida Vahana Dhanya Mandala Samedam, Ratna Samedam. Now Graha is placed. It is probably in Mesha Rasi, I think, or Virichika Rasi. Saneshwara was there when we did this puja. So the pujas are to be done like that. You will worship that. Otherwise, you will say Suryaya, Chandraya, Mangalaya, Budhaya cha, Guru Shukra, Saneshwarapya, Rahave, Ketave Namaha. For each planet, chant this. We will place that so that you will be able to download it with the Puja Dhanam. For each of the planets, you will say Suryaya, Chandraya, Mangalaya, Budhaya cha, Guru Shukra, Saneshwarapya, Rahave, Ketave Namaha, and offer 2 raisins to that planet. So in all, you get 18. If you want to offer, if you buy a bunch of grapes, you can offer the grapes also. I'm not saying no. But you should not waste any of it. It should not be thrown out. You have to consume it. The Naivedyam you have to consume. Okay? So now, after this, Rasi Puja is there. The 12 zodiac signs are there. And you will be chanting. See, you can see the Mesha Rasi, Rishabha Rasi, Mithuna Rasi, Karkata Rasi, Simha Rasi, Kanya Rasi, Tula Rasi, Vrichika Rasi, Dhanur Rasi, Makar Rasi, Kumbha Rasi, Meena Rasi. Now, each of these, there are deities that control them. There is a list that we have put together that show you the mantras for the Rasis. They have shown you, we have shown you the Rasis that are there. This is the first 2 circles. What is in between are the Rasis. If we can go to the mantras for the Rasis, There, Mesha Rasi. Om Hrim Lakshmi Narayanaya Namaha. Vrishava Rasi. Om Gopaya Uttara Dvajaya Namaha. Mithuna Rasi. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. If you are not initiated into any mantra, if you have received at least Siva Panchaksharam from anybody, you can chant the mantras. If you don't have the mantra diksha from anybody, just chant Mesha Rasya Namaha, Vrishava Rasya Namaha, Viduna Rasya Namaha, Karkataka Rasya Namaha, Simha Rasya Namaha, Kanya Rasya Namaha, Tula Rasya Namaha, Vrichika Rasya Namaha, Dhanur Rasya Namaha, Makara Rasya Namaha, Kumbha Rasya Namaha, Meena Rasya Namaha. If you attempt to chant the mantras without initiation, it won't work. It will not work. Also, it might give you negative results because your body has not been regularized and the cell structures in your body have not been reprogrammed by a particular force that enters your body. If you chant Om Namah Shivaya at least 100 times or 54 times or 1008 times a day, your body would have been reprogrammed. Then these namas will not make any difference in the sense they will go exactly where they are meant to go. So the rasis, the mantras are given for the rasis. You can download this also. Now, can we go back to the order of pujas? Nakshatras are there. Just name the nakshatras. Rasi Puja, Nakshatra Puja. These nakshatra pujas, all these nakshatras, nakshatra mandalams, I was looking for a long time to try and get puja vidanam for the nakshatras and mantras for them. I could not. Every time, about 3 visits to India, I have been looking for them and I could not. In most of the big bookshops, nothing is available. Nothing was available. I went to Kanchipuram and prayed to the Devi that, we need this. Amma, why can't you, help us find this? Walked out of the temple after darshan. And there, outside all these temples in South India, I'm sure in North India too, there are flower sellers. They sell garlands, they sell bilva and lotuses and all that. And there was a regular shop. And behind him, behind the shopkeeper, I saw some odd books, 1 or 2 books, maybe about 10 or 15 of them were there. Just on a, just like that, I asked him, would you have anything about the nakshatras? And lo and behold, he took a book and gave it to me. And to see, you have to find out who has written it. These were written by Shankara, Adi Shankara, the first one. That means they were written by Parameshwara himself. I was ecstatic. I ran back to Kanchipuram temple and did namaskaram to her, Sashtanga namaskaram to her for helping me and brought the book. These names that we give you in the Rasi Mandala, in the Rasi Mandala Puja, just name them, just read the names. Can we go back to that, please? The names of the nakshatras. The Rasis and the Nakshatra Mandalam, Sri Kritikaya Namaha, Rohinyaya Namaha, Mrigasirshaya Namaha, Ardraya Namaha, Punarvasave Namaha, Pushyaya Namaha, Asleshaya Namaha, Magaya Namaha, Purva Falgunya Namaha, Uttara Falgunya Namaha, Hastaya Namaha, Chaitraya Namaha, Swatiyaya Namaha, Vishakaya Namaha, Anuradhaya Namaha, Jeshtaya Namaha, Moodaya Namaha, Purvashadaya Namaha, Uttarashadaya Namaha, Sravanaya Namaha, Dhanishtaya Namaha, Satavishaya Namaha, Purvabhadrabhadaya Namaha, Uttarabhadrabhadaya Namaha, Revatyaya Namaha, Ashwinyaya Namaha, Bharanyaya Namaha. Now, I deliberately use the Sanskrit names because the Puja Vidhanam that has been written was written in Sanskrit by Shankara. And when you download the Puja Vidhanam for the Rasi Mandalam, which incidentally is the first time this is being released to the public. We have not released it before. Deliberately, I put the Sanskrit names because the effect is a little more. So, when you do the nakshatra pujas, do your nakshatram 3 times. All the others you can do once. If you are born under Aslesha, chant Asleshaya Namaha, Om Asleshaya Namaha, Om Asleshaya Namaha 3 times. So just your nakshatra alone. Now if you have a wife, you can chant hers 3 times. If you have 2 children, chant both their nakshatras 3 times. Okay, now a doubt comes to some people. Say you are in Japan or Shanghai. Where will you go for a horoscope? Go to the internet and check out horoscope. It will ask you to fill in town of birth, name of birth, place of birth. You can fill in those things and send it. It will send you back a horoscope. Immediately you will find one, print it and keep it. But please be sure, make sure that the time and the date and the town of your birth is correct. You have to do that. Okay. I will stop here today. Let us have the questions.
So, some questions about the Rashi Mandala Puja. Can amla or nellikai be used instead of lemons in the Rasi Mandala Puja?
Unfortunately, I don't believe that nellikai, amla, has got limonene. That is only available in citrus fruits. Limonene. In Sinhalese, it is called pangiri.
Can a green lime be kept in the house or altar to absorb negative energies?
You will have to be changing it every day. Unless the green color line is immersed in water in a transparent glass and placed over a mirror. Then you can wait until the lime begins to change color. Then take it and throw it. But if you put it on the altar, every day you have to throw it.
Does it have to be placed in certain points in the house?
No, shrine room is fine. Now, at one point last year, when we did, not last year, the year before last, when we did Rasi Mandala Puja, we included Himalayan salt. This Himalayan salt contains 86 different minerals. The bleach salt that you buy, sometimes it's iodized, otherwise it is flat. These 86 minerals, some of them are very important for the human body in trace quantities. But we gave those. And Added to it was black pepper and a coin for Lakshmi and Kubera. And we asked the people after the puja was done, if we can go back to the the last Rasi Mandala puja that was done in the temple. Please, if you can show a photograph of that, I will point out where these little, they were placed in little glass jars, sealed, and the puja was done during the Rasi Mandala puja. They were worshipped. And whoever sponsored them, we gave them 8 so that they could place it in their houses where 2 walls came together. Where there was an angle, they could place it. Not this one. The later one where you can see all the salt bottles arranged in a circle like a lotus in the last testing. See, and at each place, when they place this, Lakshmi, salt is Lakshmi. So is black pepper. If you keep it along with the Lakshmi Kubera coin, Lakshmi will walk into your house and stay there. And after about 6 months or so, you must eat the salt. Use it in the cooking, not leave it there. After 6 months, you can start with Indra and take, in the places exactly where the walls are coming together, that is where it will be placed. You can take that and eat it. Cook it and eat the thing. Okay.
So yeah, the function of the salt is different from the lemon, because lemon is absorbing negative.
Lemon is absorbing the negative. Salt is absorbing the positive. It's inviting the positive into the house.
Yeah, how many...
There you go. 1 second. If you see the petals that are seen around the outer circle, the bluish light that you see, the triangles like petal-like things, those are the salt containers. Incidentally, this year, I'm hoping that we will be able to do the Rasi Mandala Puja. Hopefully, by that time, things will be cleared.
Can you do the Rasi Mandala Puja on a Sri Yantra or a Meru instead of the mandala?
How will you locate the planets? That is the problem. You can. I'm not saying you cannot. Even with the large Meru that we have in our temple, which is 18-inch square, it will be difficult to locate the planets and locate other things where they are. You will have to invariably locate them in the Chaturdasha Bhavanaram, 14 triangles. So that's fairly way up in the sea. And how will you place the lemons? That is the trouble. The lemon is being used there to take the negatives away from your body. The lemon lamp that people use during Rahu Kalam, they take this and offer it in the temple. They cut the lime in half and turn it inside out, so that the green portion now forms a cup. They will put ghee and a wick there and light it. That is because of the limonene. When you light the thing and it burns, the limonene will be vaporized and it will go into the atmosphere and it will absorb whatever that you have. People, normally what they do is they'll bring the tray full of these half lime lamps, light it and leave. If you leave, whoever who is in the temple at that time and staying there for the whole time until it burns, they get the benefit, you won't. They have no idea why they do that. That is why it is burnt.
Can the Rasi Mandala Puja be done for a group of people, or should it be done individually?
If it is done for a group of people, then you must place the limes over the town where it is being done. The positions, planetary positions must reflect that day's planetary positions over the town. If you try to place the limes according to each person's horoscope, the whole place will be full of limes and you won't be able to do anything. Yes, it can be done for a group of people. That is how we do it at the temple.
Now, how long must one do the Rashi Mandala Puja to start to see the effects?
At least a month, at least 4 times you have to do it before you can begin to see the results.
Yeah, can we chant the mantras of Navagraha every day or for our nakshatra while doing regular puja? I think the question is, if you are doing a regular puja, can we also chant the Navagraha mantras or nakshatra mantras?
You can include the Navagraha mantras, but it is going to take you a long time for the puja to be over. It will be easy to chant Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yoginim, Rasi Rubinim, right? Devim, Mantramayim, Navmim, Matrika Pita Rubinim. That is enough. That will take care of Ganesha Graha, planets, 27 nakshatras, 64 crore yoginis, right? Rasis, 12 rasis, all are covered.
Yeah, why are we born under certain nakshatras and rashis? Does it have to do with our karma, and how do we clear our karma on this bhumi?
Exactly. You are born under certain rasis and certain nakshatras because of your prarabdha karma. And the way to mitigate this is to worship the Devi. You have to remember that whatever that you are worshipping are different parts of the Devis. The entire Meru that is in the empty space. These locations are also there. So you are worshipping them. The Rashi Mandala Puja is specifically designed to mitigate your prarabdha karma. Negative patches are eliminated, right? Good patches are magnified. Like that, you have to do the puja.
Yeah, you talked about how you have to dispose of the limes after the Rasi Mandala Puja. If you keep kalashams with water, what do you do with the water from the kalashams?
Bathe in it. If you use kalashams for each of those, bathe in them. Remember, that is what we used to do when the Rasi Mandala Puja is done in the temple. The kalashams that are sponsored for each nakshatra or each rasi or each planet is taken and Abhishekam is performed to the Devi. Half of it is taken home and you bathe in it. Because these mantras are all Vedic mantras.
Maybe we can end with this question here. Why is the mirror placed underneath? I think this is a question with reference to what you just said. Is there a reason why placing it in water with a mirror makes it okay to have the lime for a longer period of time?
Yes, because with planetary forces, when you chant, you say, Suryaya Adidevata Pratyadidevata Sahita. Adidevata is what is above the glass, the mirror. The reflection is the Pratyadidevata that is there. So when you walk around the house, when you look at it, you are worshipping both the Adidevata and Pratyadidevata, and the Navagrahas are underwater, remember? And they absorb. And if you have a particular dosha, you will notice that the lime is going bad very quickly. It is turning color. Or the moment you see the water in the glass becoming cloudy, you have to throw it. And then you'll have to wash it and place another lime and fill it with water and keep it. Do not use a glass that you have used at home. If that glass has touched your lips, that is to be eliminated. It has to be a new glass.
One more question I have. What items should be placed in the kumbam for the Rasi Mandala Puja?
I think you may have missed the first few lectures. The first one, we talked about something called Jaladravyam. That Jaladravyam is the one that you will be placing inside. Please look at the website. Please look at the site so that you can go through the slides and see there is a list of ingredients for the Jaladravyam. Use those.
This is maybe we'll end with this question here. Somebody's asking, what if it is your first birth? Huh? If it's your first birth, then how are nakshatras determined at that point? Because you have no prarabdha. I guess that is the question.
Who said you have no prarabdha karma? Just because it is your first birth as a human being, you would have accrued karma in the other life forms. Please remember that. It's never your first birth. That means you must be amoeba then. Or a chlamydomonas.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay, thank you very much. We will see you later.
Thank you very much, Ayya, for sharing more about the planetary positions, Rashis, the Nakshatras, and about the Rashi Mandala Puja. We look forward to learning more in the upcoming session about Rashis and the planetary positions. To access all content from prior sessions, please visit srividya.org/AYM-lectures. All content will be available on our website for everyone to access and practice. Thank you everyone for joining us for today's session. At this time, we will hand it over to Vyasa Uncle from Ashtanga Yoga Mandir to begin our yoga session.
Greetings to all of you from Sri Lanka, and thank you very much. Those all who are comfortable, you are kindly invited to come on the screen mode so that we can all do the practices together. My pranams to Haranaya for his wonderful sessions. Let his great knowledge give radiance of better life to all those who are seeking and with him. And let his blessings be bestowed upon us to ensure the life, the quality of life becomes well enriched. Today, in the sequences of asanas, we will go into the asana sequences, which is called as the Gomukhasana. As all of you know, that Gomukhasana is one of the most effective asanas, number one. At the same time, those who find very difficult in doing Padmasana, even when you are able to do the Gomukhasana to a certain level, the impact of what you reach through the Padmasana, you will be able to do it, number one. Number two, you will see that due to various reasons, sometimes in the present time, our mobility may be a little lesser. We may try to hesitate to go for walking. And most importantly, if you see in our body, the calf muscles plays an important role in holding the lot of pain. Thighs holds lots of pain. So once you come into the Gomukhasana and when you start activating the feet, there are various pressure points, or we call it as the Varmasthanams. When you start activating the Varmasthanams in your feet region, you will see that a lot of relief comes into it. And in case if any of them people feel that they are obesity in the case is that where they feel the body is heavier for them. There is nothing to do with the structure of the body. Keep that in mind. Even sometimes, sometimes even when we are thin, we feel the system is bloated. That is a type of a mini instant feeling of heaviness. Some people have that experience. So people of that nature, you can always do these practices. So today we will all get together and we will all start doing the Gomukasana practices. And so how do we do the Gomukasana? So we will all do together. So you will see, you will just first straighten your legs and then slowly start moving the foot. And then slowly this becomes very easy for you. So you take your left leg, you place it behind. And then what is important is that you will see that you need to place it in such a way so that it becomes very easy for you. So you just try to see by stage when you do this practice. It's basically you're like this, you're able to bring the leg like this. From here, slowly start moving a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here you will see when you are holding, how you are holding. So if you nicely see, it's like this. So you hold in the middle part. This is one of the most powerful Dharma. So here, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now then you place it. So you are able to sit over it. Sometimes you may sit like this, sometimes you may sit like this, but just by 27 days of practices, you'll be able to see that you will be able to bring it out like that. And then after that, once you come into this position, then you slowly take this leg into this position. And then slowly hold it, and then very gently start moving. 1. So basically what happens is that this movement will start helping in going into the perfections of the Gomukasana. That is what is very important. So you will see once you have brought this leg here, then you will take the other leg up and then you will slowly start moving. So but ensure that you have placed the foot perfect and then slowly in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you wish, you can just take a little bit and then do it like this or do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from there, you take it up and then you place it in this position. So, and then what is most important is you see my elbows and the fingers faces backward and you be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after that, as I told you before, now we are just going to focus on the strengthening. So once you are in this position, the other hand will be holding the other foot and then you slowly start rubbing it. Give the pressure as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you will hold this and then you will do the same activity on your other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you nicely see, some people, they will have some, like the tension, the tiredness around the calf muscles releases it very effectively, like this. And then once you have completed that, then you will be going into Adimudra. So you take your palms in Adimudra, and then you'll be holding so I'm doing it on the right hand. Huh? So right hand, this is Adimudra, where the thumb touches the root of the middle finger, and then I will slowly start pressing it. When I do the practice, I will be facing, my head will be facing the foot. So right hand is doing it to the left foot, and then I will start to activate it. So this practice you nearly need to do for about 27 counts. And then what happens while you are doing this, the feet tries to come out, take it in, and then do it. So that is what is important. You will always have to ensure that the grip is maintained. So you sit over it, and then you slowly start doing it 27. I hope all of you are doing the practices so that it becomes easier for you. So once you go on doing it 27 times, then relax yourself and then just rub it in this way. So when we are doing this, especially those who have knee-related issue, those who are having calf muscles-related issue, those who feel that the feet structure of theirs needs to be improved, all of you, it's very important that you start doing this practice. And when you are doing this practice, you can also start applying some specific oil, neem oil, gingerly oil. You know, these oils are very effective here. Sometimes you may find it very difficult. So at that point, you can start holding the knee like this and also bring your feet and then start pressing 27 times. You go on doing the pressing in this position. You just go on pressing 27 times. And you will see all the points activation. And once you do this practice, once you complete, you just start walk and see. You will feel a sense of lightness. And in case if you start adding the Pada Anjali Asana or the Pada Anjali Kriya, you will see a tremendous improvement. Especially these practices are very effective for sports personalities because there is a lot of running which is involved. And after a specific age, whenever you feel that there is an indication in the yoga practices, that is, then after that, once you finish it, you slowly embrace your feet. So this becomes the most important practice. So now you will know that you will be able to come like this, you'll be like this, and then you are in this position. And from here, after that, you will start holding it, or you can hold it here. You need to make the spine straight, or you need to hold it like this, or you hold it. So this is the first technique. So this technique you have seen, where you hold it like this. While you are holding that, this is for the middle spine practice. You will also try to ensure once you hold it like this, just arch your body, look up. If you're finding that, do it like this, arch your body. But there's a lot of difference when you do here, it is more effective. And then come here, arch your body. And once it is finished, then you relax yourself. And then what you can do is you can go to the butterfly movement, where you bring your feet together and then you slowly start moving. So whereas it all gets released, the different parts of your calf muscles region. So this specific activation comes under the Varmology, where you activate the foot region in the Gomukha Asana. And then you will see, especially those who work standing a lot. Sometimes you will see like customs officers, doctors, nurse, police personalities, army personalities, people who are in the marketing field, sales sectors. There's a lot of standing which is involved. So when you go on continuously standing, there's a lot of aspects which takes place within the calf muscles. Because the basic idea is that for you to ensure the strength of the calf muscles is equal to the strength of your thigh muscles. Thigh muscles has tremendous energy, but that energy has to be transformed. It has to be transferred from here. So when you start activating the Dharma points on that specific way, how it has been told you, you'll see that it has a tremendous impact on the calf muscles. So you will see those who are having tiredness a lot. When you go for a foot spa, and when they do the activation of the foot spa and the calf muscles, you feel so relaxed, isn't it? but the same principle. But here what happens, the durations becomes longer. When you start activating that specific, once you bring the leg into that specific position of the Gomukhasana, activation, duration becomes more. So you just try that till next week and still we meet. So we will go into the next variations of how to activate the different parts. So thank you very much once again for joining these sessions. And once again, my pranams to Karanaya and his wonderful team at the SVGS Learning Center, which they are doing great job for the betterment of the humanity. And also thank you very much for all the members from the Ashtanga Yoga Mandir and all the members who are viewing this program. Thank you very much. Pranams. We'll end the sessions with the Shanti Mantra. Om